Hiya, welcome back to Scundered. This is a podcast about embarrassing stories with me, Teresa Livingstone. Lovely to have you back. Hello, Ollie. We've got a dog in the studio, and that means... And she's brought her pet.
Yeah.
No, that's awful. That means I've got a brilliant returning guest by popular demand. We've got the wonderful Lianne McCooey. Yay!
Thank you.
Did I just call you a dog? Sorry about that.
No, it's just like, if there's a dog here, it means McCooey must be about somewhere. How pathetic is that? That Leanne always brings her dog with her.
I think it's
Gee
lovely.
whiz.
We were hoping this was the case. It's kind of hard to book Ollie. We just book you in the hope that
he'll
that
come
you'll
along.
too.
Yeah.
And he's a very good boy.
He is a very good boy. I mean, look at him there. At least he's not well, okay. Well, maybe put a pin in that.
He hasn't ruined it yet.
And
He's not knocked over any.
He doesn't cope something.
No, that's me. I will do that. He's the best behaved dog. If I had my dog here, there's something would be on fire behind us. We just have to motor through, do our best.
No, he's generally he's a well behaved lad.
He's lovely.
That's what he is.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Grant.
What is the crack? How you keeping well?
Oh, come all right. No, I am keeping well. I had a good break. So stopped everything for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
No gigs, no nothing. Stopped doing this.
Yes, because the last time I saw you was the New Year's Eve
Yes.
gig in
the Black Box. That was
Yes.
great crack.
It was very good crack,
brilliant.
actually, yeah.
I love an afternoon gig. I might be the only one. Most comedians, I don't know if they agree. I love an afternoon gig.
That is only my second. I did best of three.
Yes.
Yes, I did that one afternoon, and then did that one. But yeah, no, there's something about it. It feels a bit like sexy.
Yeah.
Like going to the cinema
You
during the day.
out. Yes.
When you come out and it's still bright and you're like,
I do love it. It's better if it's sort of late in the afternoon. I do feel that the only thing about that New Year's Eve gig was it started at 1.
Yeah.
And that's a very early start for comedy.
It is.
That's kind of nobody's drunk yet. Everyone's a wee bit sort of.
no, but they were lovely.
They were great.
Yeah, and whenever I rocked up, I was like, oh, what's happening here? And there was a queue outside, and I was like, look at this.
That's all for me.
Look at this. Yeah, it's all for me. Of a New Year's Eve. You know, it was quite nice. And everybody was buzzing. Everybody was like, oh, they're really, really happy. But then I suppose, if you're locked up with your family from Christmas Eve.
For a week, this is your first day out.
Yeah.
No, I do like it, and I love anything that has an early finish time, which means I can be home.
I was going to make a rude joke there.
That's not usually me, let me tell you. It's no, I don't like to be out after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Be at home.
I know, it's not like it used to be years ago. Because when you're out now after 9 o'clock, like knocking about or whatever, the streets are really quiet.
I know. I genuinely wouldn't know. I mean, genuinely, the only time I'm out late is driving home from a gig now. I just do not do nights out.
Okay.
But I'll take your word for it. Places got quiet.
Everywhere's got quiet, yeah. Yes. There's no banter, there's no
Yeah, the crack outside. Do you know what that my banter used to be on a Friday or Saturday night out? Would have been Shaftesbury Square outside Bishop's Chippy.
Bishops.
So that was the kick. Once Lavery's and everything finished, everybody was stood outside. There'd be a wee fight in the road.
Aye.
A police Land Rover would turn up and that'd be a bit of entertainment. And then you'd go and get your curry chip or your gravy chip from Bishop's.
The banter
Great times.
après club was always better.
Yes.
Yeah, because I used to love, obviously, not obviously, I don't know why obviously, but I just always remember going to the Kremlin and then going to, obviously, because there was an elite chip van across the road. Across the street. Sorry, forget that I'm in the big city. And the crack used to be unreal.
Yeah.
So
that's
good.
where you get to see everyone in some different lighting as well, and you're a bit like, oh.
Yeah. Well,
there's the person I was talking to all night.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen you in the light of a chippy van.
I never had. I never had any romantic trysts in the Kremlin.
Okay.
I'm the wing woman.
Right. Okay.
I am the fixer.
Yeah.
I'm the. So
sorting it all out.
You want to shift that person?
Yes.
I'll go and sort that out.
Yes.
I'll go drop a few wee chuckles and be like, do you know, come over here to see my friend.
Are you good at matchmaking?
Yeah, pretty good actually.
Yes.
Yeah, especially for fellas. Because whenever I used to go nights out or whatever, I'd invariably have fella friends, and I'd pave the way.
Yes.
I'd be the safe conduit.
Yes.
Between lecherous fella and nice girl.
Yes.
Be like, hello.
Oh no, definitely. Because even if he had a nice male friend to go over, their women would be sort of on alert, just like no.
Yeah. Whereas with me, it was like, oh, there's McCooey. And I'd be like, have you ever met my friend Chris?
Yes.
And I'd be like, no. And I'd be like, this is him. Isn't he lovely? He's so cute, isn't he? Right, I have to go. Bye. I'm with you, chips.
My problem now is because I go out so infrequently, I think I'm good at that. If I've had a few drinks, I'll be like this literally happened at the comedian's Christmas night out.
Okay.
At the end of it, I was talking to a female comedian and I was going to her, who do you want to get off with in this bar? And she was like, I'm not telling you anything. And I was like, no, who do you want to get off with? I'll sort it out. Like, what's wrong? Who do I think I am? What age am I?
There's something, I think there's a great honour and there's a great responsibility. Look, great power comes
great responsibility.
Yeah. Because I used to do this for
I'm going to pimp you out.
for my friend Amanda. And I had a very, very good... Yeah, there was a pub across the road from my cafe. So I don't know if this counts as an embarrassment. It's probably embarrassing for her.
Sure.
Embarrassing that I'm telling it.
Okay.
And we decided, it was like one of those like wee nights in between Christmas and New Year where there's nothing happening. I was in cleaning my cafe, a deep clean, and possibly wearing a pair of tracksuit bottoms and some sort of unkempt top. And Amanda landed down. She was like, "Come on, we're going to drink."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Stay on me, I can't go on the drink." She's like, "Go on, go across the road, go to the Armagh Down, would be grand."
Yeah.
So I was like,
these are the best nights.
I was like, right, fuck, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. So we went, and there was a load of fellas, obviously had been let out, from the family.
Out of the house.
So I decided that I was going to get her one of these guys.
All right.
And my technique was, I would say, "Oh my God, that's a lovely shirt you've on you. Did your wife buy that for you for Christmas?"
Oh, very good, yeah.
Or did your wife
girlfriend or partner?
And be like, "Yeah, no, my woman got it for me." And I'd be like, "Right, fuck you." Next. And then one guy was like, "No way, I bought this myself." And I was like, "Really, Amanda?" Bought his own shirt,
Before we go any further, who's your next of kin in case of emergencies?
Yeah.
Is it your mother?
She did get the shift. She got the shift while I choked on an ice cube and had to take myself into the it's terrible. The disabled toilet.
No, I know what you meant.
I don't know why I said that.
Because it was back in the day and that's probably what it was called. Yes,
it was actually a unisex disabled bathroom.
Okay.
And I took myself in there to die. Now, I could have been dead. And I emerged from there all red-faced and was like... and she was all like... at the bar with some guy. So
yeah, you could have died and... Yeah.
Yeah,
you know.
No,
I think you'd be good at that. I do think you're a good... I think you did very well and it'd be very funny. Speaking of dying, we were just talking about funerals there before we started to record. Always funny. But we just started to talk about... So you've not been to many or any cremations?
Do you know, and upon reflection, I have never been to any funeral service, that isn't a big Catholic service.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have been to, do you know, the first time, it is funny, isn't it? Because you don't think it's going to matter at all, but I've been at funerals with, like a Catholic funeral with someone who's never been in a Catholic church and they're so anxious. They're just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to stand. Because there's so much standing, kneeling. It's like a
lot of moving parts.
It is it's like a body, one of those body classes in the gym, squats. But the first time I went to a non-religious funeral was at a crematorium type thing. This was over in England. And the funeral I was going to, they'd said the lady who had died wanted everyone to wear bright colours. Right? One of these ones where don't come in black, wear your brightest colour. So I showed up wearing this bright red coat. And
how very Schindler's List. Holy shit. Sorry. Anyway.
I never thought of it like that because that's exactly what it looked like. The girl in the red coat. And I was playing my own violin. You
probably were too. Pull focus.
No, what happened was, what I didn't realise was these, in crematoriums or places like that, the time is very tight. So you only get an allocated spot to have the funeral. So there's a waiting room. You have like crowds of mourners for different funerals and they can overlap a wee bit. So anyway, what I hadn't realised was the funeral before hadn't happened yet and they were all wearing black. And I turned up extremely early.
Right.
And walked into the waiting room dressed in red to like this room full of people mourning in black. And I just sat down and was like, did I get this wrong?
Come on, babe. Sorry.
So it really did look like Schindler's List because they were all black and white and I was red.
Holy shit.
It was, and I sat there for ages, like panicking, and I was like, I couldn't even have taken the coat. I was still wearing bright clothes underneath, so I was just like, oh my God, I just look like some sort of harlot. Like, it was like, I was the mistress. Hello. But then they all stood up and they called the name of the person who had died, and they all went in, and then a whole group of brightly dressed people came into the waiting area, and I was like, oh, thank the Lord.
Yeah. Was anybody wearing a trilby? I've seen a woman wear a trilby to a funeral.
No.
And it's the talk of the country.
Where did she think she was going?
Yeah, look at your one.
Oh, sorry, I just saw a curtain moving there. That's okay.
Yeah,
He's not wrecked the place.
It's not a spirit, no.
Every now and then you just see something. But that's fine. What was I going to say? No, I if you've got a good coat, that's all you need for a funeral.
That is all. Yeah, you could be wearing anything underneath it, like.
Because I do. Ollie.
Do you want me to?
I'm waiting for him to come through this.
Do you want me to tether him?
No, he's fine. Look, if this falls down on top of us, it'll just be funny.
Well, I mean, do you know?
Scundered.
Yeah,
the Scundered for you, Ollie.
The dog Scundered. Scundered is all. No, I've
there
never.
He is.
And that is very. Like, that sounds very bad that I've never been to a non-Catholic.
Yeah.
It's not like from a sectarian standpoint.
It's not because you're refusing to go.
Oh no, not at all. It just hasn't happened.
Yeah, it's very different. It is very different because you know the way. So because of the different, I suppose, beliefs, a Catholic funeral, obviously you'll have the mass and everything, and then there'll be a lot of talking about the deceased and mentioning them. There's a lot less of that, I think, in Protestant tradition, and it's a little bit more of a, well, he's gone to a great place. Well done. We're all delighted.
Tags are so self-involved, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's
a little bit of the, and now we're going to bring up this hurling stick, which to represent this person, and I don't know.
But it is kind of sweet, I suppose.
It is nice, actually.
My mother and grandmother went to a Protestant wake. And I because obviously, like, you know, Protestantism is like, you know, it's like, it's so mystical out around my part of the world. It wasn't my day anyway.
Yeah.
And you didn't really know what they did or what they ate.
Yes.
Or if you could feed them, you know, after midnight or whatever. But just down the road, about two or three doors down from my granny's, there was a family of Protestants. That live there, you know, and it was all, it's like that old thing that say they're Protestants but they're lovely.
Yes.
You know, but they're good people. They're good people. They'd always speak to you, like.
Yeah.
But I suppose, to be fair, they would have been maybe they'd have been an uncomplicated family, if you know what I mean. There'd have been a simplicity, an inherent simplicity there. Yeah. But their father died, and mommy and granny says, "We better go down. We better go down."
Yeah.
So they went down, and the three brothers who all lived in the same house as their mummy and daddy, at the age of 30 or 40.
Yeah.
Right, unmarried.
Yes.
So they were all there, and nobody really said too much. And God, very sorry about your daddy.
Yeah.
And you know, blah 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 blah. And then there was like a lull, and so I think mommy and granny sort of looked at each other, and then one of the brothers said, "Do you want to see him?" And they're like, well, maybe we'd say, well, is it all right to go down and say a wee prayer? Ah, come on. So they went down like the corridor of the house. It's like a wee orlet house, like a wee prefab, and just opened a door that was in darkness, and then turned a pull cord light on.
Oh my God.
And there he was. So mommy and granny were just like
standing in the corner.
So they're like, right. So they just sort of stood and said a mouthful of prayers, trying not to wet themselves laughing.
Oh my God.
And then when your man sort of stood in the door and was like, you know, and then whenever they were done, they were like,
thank you.
Know,
that was lovely.
And he was like, no bother. And then pulled the door, put daddy back into darkness. And they're like, right, all the best, Mrs. O'Hare.
Was he in a bed or in a coffin, or just?
I think he was in a coffin, perhaps
stored like with the coats.
No, I think he was on a coffin on top of the bed.
Yeah,
you know, no, he wasn't just like tilted up, like, you know,
in a funny pose,
like a mop and bucket, you know, just
looking out the window.
Yeah.
Daddy,
Dad, there's people here to see you.
Oh my God, no, I'm not great with that part of it. I get told by my husband and other people that I'm a bit too much sometimes. If I'm trying, it's hard to believe, right? If I think I'm doing something nice for somebody, I'll just take it that little bit too far into creepy, right? And I'm going to give you an example. We have lovely neighbours, right? And they've lived beside us maybe for about 2-3 years now. And I was so excited to get new neighbours and really wanted to make a good impression, right? So when they arrived, I was busting to go around and introduce myself and say, hello, we're great. You're going to love living next door to us. And Fraser was like, just let them move in. So I waited for a bit. And it so happens in between them moving in and me going round to say hello, I fell over at a wedding and broke my wrist, right? So I arrived round about a week later with my arm in a sling, which already makes me look a wee bit weird. Do you know what I mean? Like a wee bit
trampy.
Like, what is she? And I arrived round and stood at the door with my arm in a sling, introduced myself and just said, you're very welcome. What are your names? Got a wee bit of detail about them. And
Good fucking census. Sagittarius.
Papers, please. Dressed in a red coat.
Ice. I'm Ice Livingstone.
I said, who are you? What are you doing here? And just had a wee chat with them. Didn't at all reference that I had broken my wrist. And then out of nowhere just went, I'm a comedian. And they were like, right, okay. And then just to fill the time, just started telling them everything. I'm a comedian. Oh, I broke my wrist last week. I got drunk at a wedding and tried to do a Russian tea dance and I fell over and this happened. Anyway, it's lovely to meet you. So I went back home and Fraser was like, you were too much. You did it again.
Was he there with you?
Yes.
Was he just standing there
mute?
Oh.
Yes, right? With me just doing this little performance art. So I thought, right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get them a wee housewarming present. Didn't need to do this. Just saying hello would have been enough.
Aye.
And Fraser went, right, fine, just get them a bottle of wine and leave that round. That's enough. And I went, okay. And what I didn't tell him was I went on to Etsy and I ordered a corkscrew and got their names engraved on it. And it said first home with their names on it and the year, right?
What if it wasn't their first home?
No, I'd already found that out.
Right, okay.
So
Here's it, last home.
So I went to Fraser, I'm just leaving round this housewarming present. He was like, right, okay. So I just knocked the door again, arm in a sling. I was like, I hope they're listening. And gave over the present. Was like, you're very welcome. Just look in there. Got you a wee something. And they just took it and didn't open it and went, thank you so much. That's lovely. Must get you round sometime. We'll have drinks or whatever.
You wanted to see.
I wanted to see the reaction.
The reaction.
So we have never gone to that house because, and Fraser's quite right, they probably opened that and feared for their lives. They're like, this woman has gone and got something engraved with our names on it.
Yeah. You see,
I was like, oh, I went too far. I was all going fine until I engraved something with their names.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, I get it. I do get it. I love a nice gesture.
Yes.
And not everybody is used to receiving nice gestures.
Yes.
And therefore they think it's weird.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't happen. Because not everybody is thoughtful. And I'm not saying I'm the most thoughtful person in the world, but I would.
Would you be a wee bit taken aback if someone you'd spoken to once arrived around with your name engraved on a plate and went, is this for you?
I think I'd be like, wow.
She's a lot.
That's...
So not long after that, the neighbour next to them died, right? This is why I was thinking about this. She died and she was lovely, right? She was a little bit older and we didn't really know her relatives or anything like that. We knew her. So anyway, her daughter had let me know that she'd passed away and I said to Fraser, right, well, I better go down to the house here and pay my respects, right? But I'm not going empty-handed. So I'm going to... So I made a massive beef stroganoff and portioned it up into like 10 different, because I was counting how many.
She meal prepped.
I meal prepped for them.
Okay.
And I turned up to the door and this woman who I've never laid eyes on opened the door and I went, hello. And I had 2 bags of like cooked stew portioned up with me. And I was like, hello, I'm the neighbour. I'm just from down the road. She's like, right, come on. And I said, I was just looking there. I see there's quite a lot of you here. So I've just thought I'd get your dinner done for you. So here you go. And they were like, I'm sorry, who are you? And I was like, I'm Teresa. I live in this street. So they thought, oh my goodness, she must be a very close friend. So they were like, would you like to see her? And I was like, no, like this is a woman I've sort of spoken to in passing.
Right.
But I suddenly then felt, well, yeah, I'll play this part of, I was a very big part of her life. So I was like, yes, please. Went and saw her, had to sit there and they were all telling us your memories of so-and-so. And I was like, well, My favourite time, like trying to think of anything other than I spoke to her once a year at Christmas and said Happy Christmas. I'd be like, she was just lovely, wasn't she? She loved her garden and she loved her sofa, and that's my favourite memory of her. And I just felt like going, I didn't know her at all, and I've gone too far here and brought you some dinner.
You see, was she a Protestant lady or a Catholic lady?
Catholic.
Why am I making a thing
I
of
don't
it?
know. You're all very sectarian. No, I actually, do you know what? I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't go to the funeral.
Yeah. You see, I would do something like that. Would be that's my thing. Whereby if
Bring food.
Bring food.
Yeah.
It's like the mass card.
Yes.
It means absolutely nothing.
Yes.
There's like I sell mass cards now in my shop, and like there's a wee GIF sort of thing that's obviously been printed on the back, which says, you're in my prayers, but it says YOU apostrophe. Sorry, YOUR apostrophe RE. You're in my prayers, right? So somebody has obviously went, I'm going to create a mass card, right? So, but I'll still buy one. I'll still get one because it's something for you to do while you're standing waiting to go in.
Yes.
And this is what, right, I'm going to give you the absolute thing. This is what you do, right?
Okay.
Now, if it is somebody that you've spoken to more than once, absolutely, bring a wee soup or something, or a wee tray of sandwiches.
Yeah,
right?
tray of sandwiches would have been better, actually.
And say, there, I just stuck that round for you, right? It's probably better to do a soup or a stew because then the family can have it because then they'll be sick of sandwiches.
True.
Right? So you can go, I took that for yourselves.
Yes.
And they'll go, oh, brilliant, or a curry or something like that. That's great, right? But that's only if you're close enough.
Yeah.
If you're not at all, but you want to avoid the whole thing, right? You go up to the door and then there'll obviously be whoever standing at the door waiting to meet, greet, whatever.
Yeah.
And you just go up and you go, and they'll go, 9 times out of 10, they'll go, oh no. And you go,
just hold out your hands and sigh.
Hold out your hands and go,
well.
And if they don't say, I know, just go, I don't know what to say to you. And they'll go, there's nothing to say.
Neither of you know who the other one is.
Yeah, there's nothing to say.
There's nothing to say.
And then you go, I know, it's desperate. I'll just go on in here.
Can I offer you a corkscrew with your name on it?
Yeah. Instead of going for the, I'm sorry for your troubles.
Yeah.
How are you? Which is a ridiculous question, which I do tend to ask sometimes.
Yeah,
but just go for the owl.
What can you say?
There's nothing to say.
Yeah.
Good luck. See you later. Thanks very much.
It's basically like talking to somebody when they've had a bad gig. Just sort of like, I'm going to do that after the next time somebody bombs, and you sort of just go, well.
I don't know.
What can you say?
Yeah, what can you say? They didn't get you.
They didn't get you. You look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You done your time.
You didn't go over time. Well done.
I always go overtime. I'm a hooer for going overtime.
Considering how long I've been doing this now, I am desperate at judging the length of time. I now rely so much on my watch. Like I have an Apple Watch. But the only reason I wear this on stage constantly is I start recording myself on my watch.
Okay.
And it's the best way. If you don't need to tap your watch, if you look at your watch, it'll just show you the length of time you've done. Without that, and even now, I can't judge what 10 minutes is as opposed to 20. Or you're meant to have like an internal clock that does that for you.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I went down the starter kit. Comedy person starter kit and got myself a Casio watch.
Yes.
Where I've set the stopwatch and I'm like, right, okay. But apart from that, wouldn't have a clue.
No. And I don't, even if I set an alarm, I would need to, it's not even to know when my time's up. I need constant reassurance of where, I just need constant reassurance. I need to be checking all the time. Right, that's 10, that's 15, right, that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So alarms aren't going to.
Unless you have Darren Matthews.
Mm-hmm. It's like, get off.
He's just like, or he gives you the wee flash with the torch.
Yeah.
On the phone.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Other people did that and sort of sat stewing that you'd gone over time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm bad at that. I forget, or somebody I'm very easily distracted.
Yes.
If somebody says
talking to
something
someone
in the audience, and then I'm like, well, here, that actually reminds me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
hang on, what am I doing here?
How long have I been here?
Do you know, you've just reminded me now of not the New Year's Eve gig, the gig that we did together before that. We won't say where it is because I don't want to make it sound like it's a shit gig. But do you remember that the most insane night of our lives?
It was up there. It was up there. The fact that I have a photograph of you and Diona both like this.
I just think it was one of those instances where lots of little things were going wrong, and it wasn't really anyone's fault. It was like the mic wasn't working at one point. There was a lot of very drunk people in before the comedy started.
It was the type of, like, because obviously the place where it was, I had a preconceived notion
that it being quite well-to-do.
That it would be quite, oh, this is lovely.
Yes.
These people are
polite.
they're really hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, and there was like 70% of them were like that.
Yeah.
But the other 30% were absolute feral,
Hellions.
mental people who, like...
They've been drinking since like 2:00.
The day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what happened was, I knew I was in a posh place, whatever. So we got there, couldn't get the mic. There was nothing. They'd brought out a soundboard, but no cables and nowhere to plug it in. And I was like, well, this doesn't work by itself. I was like, where's your actual system? And they were like, I don't know. So I was there trying to figure this out, right? We got it plugged into the wall eventually, and I couldn't get any sound working. And one of the guys who was sitting there, and he'd had his dinner, and he'd be obviously drinking all day, he got up to help me, and he was like, I have got some experience with sound and blah blah blah. I said, oh right, are you a musician? And he went, no, I comment on the swimming galas. I was like, where am I?
I
comment on the swimming galas. I don't know. And I was like, what does that even mean? And he was so hammered, and he was desperate to find the solution, and all he was doing was making it worse, and he kept just pulling cables out and plugging them into random, and it was so stressful, and he became the person who then moved to the back of the room and talked at the top of his lungs all the way
guy
through.
With the scarf.
Yes.
Oh,
so he comments on the swimming galas, but he was it was an exciting night, wasn't it? It was exciting.
He really annoyed me. That makes if there's anybody in that place that would have commented on the swimming gala, it would have been him. I think they just like that. There was like ongoing commentary. He was commenting.
He was chatting all the way through. It was awful.
Oh yeah, she's very funny, isn't she? And I was like, shut up. But it was strange, and the fact that it was up the stairs.
Yes,
because every time of the 30%,
Hallions
of not even Hallions, just like
weird,
the chemically bewildered.
Yeah,
and I'd see them go down the stairs, and I was like, because there was a few men there that looked like they didn't have the power of their legs. I was like, how did you get up the stairs in the first place? They were like dogs on tiled floors, you know. And I was like, someone is going to be killed. Yeah. Someone's going to be killed on them stairs, and hopefully it's me. Please God.
Yeah, that was hard work. Because I think you said to me at one point, should we just go get microphones and record an episode of Scundered now?
That would have been, because then...
Live from the gig.
Because did you spill some water? And then
yes.
we were like in this wee sort of corner, and people would keep hitting you with the door whenever they were like, fuck, is it?
And then I stood up and threw water over myself.
That's
and
right.
Then, it was great. Great fun all to it. Now, it ended up as grand.
The fact that you were headlining just sent me, because I was like, are you all set?
Can't wait to get up now, having been here for 3 hours watching this disintegrate.
And I mean, like, there was a quiet time as well.
Yes.
There was a quiet time. It was very strange, and I could sense that they wanted, because I didn't know what way to play it, whether to be like go full
to lean
tilt,
into being a bit harsher,
bit
cruder,
bawdy or whatever.
Yeah,
and you could tell that they were like,
no, they didn't know. I don't think they knew either
what to do. So
they're strange. Have we spoken about embarrassing stories yet? I don't know if we have.
Well, I think the general embarrassment of being live.
Yeah, that's enough.
And the embarrassment of the awkwardness of going to
funerals,
not
knowing what to say,
and going to Hollywood to do
what? Right, I'm going to read you an embarrassing story.
Okay.
And see if you can figure out what happens next to make it embarrassing. So I'm going to tell you the first 2 lines of it.
Okay.
This is a ridiculous task, because it's just a bit of crack. All right.
Yep.
This wasn't me, by the way.
Really? Really?
Okay, here we go. I was selling some kettlebells on Facebook Marketplace, and a woman, early 40s maybe, bought them. Okay, I'm neither of these people.
Okay.
So this woman in her 40s came to buy the kettlebells.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah.
She came to pick them up, and as I handed them over to her, she obviously wasn't expecting them to be as heavy as they were. And what happened next to make this?
She farted.
Ah, you got it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you know what? there wouldn't even have to be weight or kettlebells involved. That could have just happened when she opened the door, just like, hello.
Do you know what? Like, can you imagine anything more horrifying though?
This is the thing.
Facebook Marketplace, and then, you know.
Facebook Marketplace itself is like, I love Facebook Marketplace, right? I don't know why I have this. I love looking at stuff on it, and I've bought an awful lot of stuff off it.
Really?
And I nearly always end up in a loyalist estate. I don't know why, but nearly everything I've ever bought, they're like, it's too. They sent me the address, and I'm like, where's this? This is another land I've never visited before, and you have to drive through like reams of wee streets, and pull up. Yeah, I love it. Maybe it's the adrenaline of thinking I might get killed.
Yeah. Do you have a fake name?
No.
Do you have a loyalist name?
No.
Oh.
So maybe, yeah. I never even thought of using it. You can't use a fake name because you have to use your profile. You have to use your Facebook profile.
Yeah.
And so do they. So I'll never buy anything off someone whose Facebook profile only popped up in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
It has to be someone who started like 2008.
Oh, an OG.
Yes. Someone like me. And I'm like, oh, she's just putting up photos of her dinner and her kids maybe. And usually a woman. I don't really... It is really risky. You get there and they're like, "Come on in, have we look at it first?" And I'm like, no. Just you.
I couldn't.
Can you just bring it out here? No, come on in. I'm like, all right. So whenever I go to buy something, I'm like leaving notes behind. I'm like, Fraser, I have gone to this address. I'm not back in an hour. I phone the police.
I put on my red coat and I'm away.
I'm just walking through this black and white landscape.
The gym thing though, just the kettlebell. Have you ever had an issue at the gym? That is one thing I'm
farting issue, or a kettlebell issue.
Well, I mean, the two seem to go hand in hand. Because that's one thing I want to know. I've asked people in the gym, like whenever I've been there, I might know some of the staff, and I'd be like, "Here, has anybody ever shit themselves?"
Oh God!
Like on the leg press.
Oh Jesus!
Or
no.
you know,
that must have happened.
It has to have happened.
Yeah.
I think I'd change my identity and I'd go and live. I don't know,
nothing like that has ever. I've never been there when something like that has happened. But I'm not a gym frequenter. It's just shocking, I know. But the gym I used to go to, there was a woman, this poor woman, who was beside me, and like we were all in a row doing this class, like weights and stuff. And one of them was just doing sit-ups. So it was all like, what do you call it? A HIIT class, high intensity something workout. So the trainer was like, right, okay, 30 seconds, and it's just going to be as many sit-ups as you can do, right?
Jesus.
I actually used to really like it. So, and he'd go, right, time starts now, and the woman beside me was doing sit-ups, and on every single sit-up, she was like, it was every single one, and I, like, at first I was like, because I'm not going to go like look at someone, because it's natural, happens to everybody, but it was every single one, and I really started, I was losing it because I was trying so hard not to laugh. Then I was like, it's not even clear that it's her and not me, so I was trying to sort of like move away.
Yeah,
but every single time.
But I mean, like, surely
it's just physics.
Well, whether or not it's physics, I would die. I would die.
Yeah.
Do you think she knew and was just like, this is all part of life?
She must have known. She must have known, but maybe she didn't know how loud it was, because it was so comic. It was so loud. It was really like, and it was so rhythmic. You know, it was like on the beat every beat.
She could have sampled it like.
That's the basis of my next song.
Put a vocal over that. Yes. That'd be great.
I actually did use. I used that for a bit on stage, where I used to do the thing about queefers.
Yeah,
at the gym. That's where it came from.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I've never shat myself at the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me exercise wise was, there was two, but the first one was I went to take part in this thing for charity, and it was like, I couldn't even describe to you what it was really. It was like a outdoor scavenger thing where you were in teams, and I was with a group of women, and we had to like run through a forest. It was like treasure hunt stuff and all this. And it was that sort of thing, right? And it was for Tiny Life, so it was all for a good cause. And at the very end, the last part of the game was you had balloons stuck to your back,
right?
And if another team got close enough to pop one of the balloons, and got all your team, you were out. So there was one girl in this other team that I'd been trying to get the balloon for and couldn't. And at the very end, the games were over, and the guy in charge, who used to be, like, he was former army, he got up to sort of address us all, and she walked past me, and I just jumped up and tried to get her balloon. She ran, and the two of us ran around in this circle in front of everybody while the the sergeant major was like, "Can you stop? Sorry, we're finished."
You're doing the full Benny Hill. Holy God.
And I threw myself at her to try and take her down by the legs. And
Jesus Christ.
And anyway, so he really shouted. The organisers were like, "Stop it, girls, stop it," right? So I went and sat down, and then he gave this whole speech like, "That was like something on the Serengeti. I have never seen anything so vicious in my life, and I have seen something." So I sat there just like...
What age were you?
33.
Right, okay.
I got carried away. That's
commitment. That's
yes.
determination.
No, but never, no shittings oneself in the gym or anything like that.
Yeah, because at the time I did the bit of marathon stuff, I was expecting that because people always say, like, the runners.
Did you do a marathon?
I did a marathon, yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm not being sarcastic. I can't believe anyone does a marathon.
I did. I was significantly lighter than I am now. 2012, yeah. I've got slagged about this before. I did the New York Marathon the year it was cancelled.
The New York Marathon?
Yeah.
Why am I screaming?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah. It was cancelled. So we had to run laps to Central Park.
Oh
instead.
my God.
Yeah, which was terrible. 6 miles round. So four sixes.
Oh no, would you lose your mind
and
just
then
doing
a couple
the
of miles.
same?
I did not enjoy it at all. But yeah, so in the build up to obviously your training stuff, and people are like, "Oh, have you had the runners shits yet?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "No." Oh, I had a shit in the field one time. And they're like, "Really?" And it never happened to me. I did have a book every now and again.
Oh my God, Leanne.
Yeah. Sometimes, you'd have a wee...
It's not natural to do a marathon, I don't think. Like, you're
not natural for me.
No, for anyone. How long did you have to train to do it?
Well, there was a 16-week training plan, but obviously I had to like walk and do that sort of stuff beforehand because I'm not a natural athlete. I don't know if you can tell.
I'm in awe of you. I did one of the lap, or not the laps. What's what the hell do you call it when you do a relay? A leg. I've only done a leg of the marathon, and that nearly killed me. And I was carrying on like I had just done the marathon.
Yeah,
I'd done 5 miles, and I was like crying and hugging my family and all.
It's not insignificant by any stretch of the imagination.
Because the first, I did a 10K race when I was living abroad, but I thought it was kind of like a fun run type scenario, but it was actually like a professional race.
Right. Okay.
With running teams and athletic clubs.
Yeah.
And I turned up sort of like in fancy dress. I was like, "Oh, this will be a bit of crack." And I collapsed. I think I did about 1 kilometre. It was 28 degrees. I had done no training. I'd never run in my life. And I collapsed beside a parked car and then just walked to the finish line. So that was my experience.
What? You did complete?
No, I didn't complete because it was in a loop. So it was a whole circuit of the city. And I was already I was still at the starting line essentially, and then just walked over. But exercise is not for me.
No, it's not really for me either.
No,
but it was just a dark time in my life.
But we were talking about kettlebells. The end of her story is, so she handed her the kettlebell. She obviously wasn't expecting them to be as heavy as they were. As she suddenly strained to counter the weight, she ripped the most extreme of farts you've ever heard. It was gargantuan. And we both stared into each other's eyes, and she just said, "Well," and turned around and walked off. Well, what are you going to do?
Were the kettlebells purchased though? That's what I want to know.
Oh, no, she doesn't say. Yeah. I think she probably did because she gave her the kettlebell, so she probably already paid for them.
Right. Yeah.
And then just went,
sent her on Revolut or something. Because I think if she was if she just was like inspecting the kettlebells and then did what she did and then went, "Actually, I'm not going to buy them," I'd be like, now. Take the fucking kettlebells with you. Take them.
I'd be like, "May I pay you an extra £100?"
Yeah, you've farted on it. You've bought it.
I know. Oh no, that was I can see both sides of that story, but I think I agree with you. All I had to say was a woman in her early 40s buying kettlebells. You're like, she farted.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I have massive fart anxiety.
Oh, do you?
Oh, I can't. I just can't. I can't do it.
The idea of farting in public is what
in public, in
front of anyone,
in close quarters with another person.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived with somebody for 5 years, and I think I maybe
you held it in
maybe twice.
Oh my God!
On accident, and they were the same. They were the same.
Oh no! Yeah, it does gets worse as you get older. I think that's something to do with your hormones. I've heard this.
But see, these
you're more likely to
just do it.
Let it. No, that's
and you're like,
no, I'm not okay with that either.
No, I have been away for nights with people, and I've
left the building to go and fart.
Oh, I've stocked up on Imodium.
Oh my God, Leanne!
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's a proper sort of like anxiety about it. About
Massive
like
anxiety.
Wow.
I've seen me leave the hotel room in the morning just to go for a walk, just go to get a coffee. I can't sleep. I'd be
Just
up,
standing in a field,
I'd be up
just like,
awful early in the morning and like just walking around Belfast,
farting.
Not even because I've managed to medicate it so
Yes.
hard. Then it's
So
like,
you know that you've got it really well timed and everything. You know how long you've got.
no, because like. And like, there's pain. Like, you need to sort it out, but you can't because you have rendered yourself. I know. I have a lot of issues, Teresa.
Let it out of you. Get it out of you. Do you know what my biggest fear is? Have you ever seen those videos online where people do heat, the heat sensor videos of like people on stage singing, and you just see like the puff of air coming out from their arse?
What absolute
saying this is what's happening while J-Lo's performing. I don't know if it's real.
I don't
but that's
think
my
J-Lo's ever farted in her life.
No, I can understand that. We'll get off this topic eventually, but I do know, I understand. I'm not like that. I'm not sort of like, when I laugh, quite often when I laugh, then I'll fart.
Right.
And people should take it as a compliment. It's like an exclamation mark.
Oh.
So like, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really laughing. The most embarrassing thing I've ever done, fart related, was, I think I've already said this story in another episode. I was sitting in my office. This was a job I had ages ago, and I was way younger, and I was sitting in my one-wee office, and I thought everybody else had gone home. And I was just working away and I wasn't conscious of it. I wasn't trying to do anything, but I farted, and I mean, it sounded like a ferry coming in. It was all the biggest echo you've ever heard. And as soon as I did that, I just heard this voice going, well, I'm away on now. I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, I have to quit.
Brutal.
I can't come back in tomorrow. And I couldn't even have said, there was nobody else there. I couldn't have been like, did you hear that fart? That was somebody else. I just said, I never ever addressed it with that person. Never spoke about it.
No.
I'm going to die thinking about that.
No, I don't think. I think I'd go on sick.
Yes. I think if you went and told the doctor, they'd be like, I agree. Yeah, you need some time.
6 weeks off. No problem. Would you like some sertraline?
Got it. Yeah. So funeral and farts. What else can we talk about?
Well, those are, they're the great levelers, aren't they, in life?
They certainly are.
Death, taxes and fart.
I've never, in terms of like those sorts of embarrassing things happening in the gym, I have had it on stage, not shit myself, but I have, I'm not going to tell this story.
That's okay.
It was when I was a kid. It's not like doing comedy or anything. So we'll just move on. Anyway, Leanne, you're starting a new podcast.
I am.
When did it start?
Well, I recorded the first ep.
Yeah.
Ep
one.
Ep 1. It's a pilot, as I've put it.
Oh, I
see. The pilot episode.
And are you deciding if it gets commissioned? Is that what you mean?
No, I think it's more calling it a pilot is a disclaimer for the shiteness of it.
Okay.
Because I am trying to...
You want to try it out?
I'm trying to self-produce.
Yes.
Because I as you know, going on from the fart conversation, I think you may have gathered that I have slight control issues.
Yes.
So
yes.
No,
I understand.
I have control issues, and I don't have the money to give to a young gentleman or team of gentlemen in order to produce. So I thought I'm going to do this myself. It'd be easy. It'd be easy. So I actually had a 2-camera setup, which was 2 mobiles on tripods from TikTok Shop.
Yes.
Just saying. And I already have a wee pod track already. So the sound, if I was doing audio only, it would be
fine.
No problem whatsoever.
Yes.
But yeah, so the video it was not edifying in a lot of different ways, but the audio was great. So yeah, so the first episode is going to be audio only, and I got AI. We got ChatGPT to do me a little, the test card. The test card girl?
Yes.
So it's me as the test card girl. So that'll be the first one. So I'm just going to try and build up episodes. It's called Muffin Walloper.
Yes.
Lovely. Which is, do you know what a Muffin Walloper is?
No.
Well, see, the girl that I do this with, that I did the first episode with, it was her that gave the title Muffin Walloper as a solo show.
Yes, I was going to say to you, I thought that was the name of your show initially, but okay, but that's coming, just not right now.
And I was like, oh, thanks very much, because I went down this is either a lesbian joke or a fat joke or both, because I have walloped muffins in both regards. Maybe more so as a fat thing. And she was like, no, it's actually Victorian slang for an unmarried woman who basically sits in like tea rooms and coffee houses and chats shit with other unmarried women.
Okay.
And they just talk about issues
Muffin
of the day.
Walloper, so eating muffins and
general sweet treats, tea.
Lovely.
And just being
perfect.
Chatty
bitches. Yeah.
And I was like, all right, okay. So that, and I was like, that actually lends
that
itself
works
well. So that's what the first episode, we're just talking about that. So yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. It seems to be the done thing.
Everybody has one.
Well, that's true.
I waited a very long time before starting a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was very resistant to it, mainly because there were so many and I was sort of like, don't want to do what everybody else is doing, but it is good.
It is good. And I do enjoy chatting. I do enjoy chatty banter. And hopefully I should get some... Will you? I'm not just having a tick here, but hopefully you'll come.
Right.
Hopefully you'll come down. That's why I brought you.
100%.
That's why I brought you a caramel square to try and lure
Your caramel
you.
square was unreal. Now I'm going to have to track it on my Weight Watchers app, so it's probably it's gone on fire. It's probably about 50
it'd be
points
fine.
or whatever.
So we're trying to build up the guest thing and then see what happens out of that.
Well, brilliant. Can't wait. I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah.
Because there'll be a caramel square in it.
And I love the idea of you not filming it, so I can just.
Well, I will be
Okay.
filming it. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna. Like, you know, I find it bizarre that people watch podcasts.
Full episodes.
Yeah, like, and we'll have them on YouTube, on the telly.
Yeah.
I know I sound like a real culture here.
No, but I know. I was quite. See, I know a few people who do that, and that's the only way they consume it. And I don't ever. I always listen to podcasts. I listen.
Yeah.
I never. But yeah. So I know what you mean. You don't always feel like you need the visual one, but actually.
No, I mean,
it's good for clips and it's good for getting it out there.
Yeah, it's good for clips, but it's just the fact that is how some people consume media.
I know.
Is through YouTube.
Or just everything through YouTube.
Yeah, like they have the telly on and they have like music on YouTube through the TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
My
never...
father-in-law watches footage of somebody like just driving through these like roads around England. It's just like a cam on the dashboard. It goes on for hours. And you just see the road. He could watch that for hours. This is what people do.
The world has...
And that account is like 4.6 million subscribers. I'm like, what's the bloody point?
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
But you've just reminded me, please like and subscribe if you're listening to this podcast or if you're watching it on YouTube. I forgot to say it in the last episode. No, it's really important. That's something you have to, that's a bit of advice I'll give you, Leanne. You have to ask for likes and subscribers.
Ask for likes and subscribers.
Ask for subscribers and likes, I believe.
Okay. Or I'll turn up at your house with a corkscrew with your name on it.
I'm going to personalise something.
Yeah.
Like an absolute psychopath. Well, this will be a way of finding out if my neighbours listen to this podcast.
Are they still your neighbours?
Yeah, they're brilliant.
Do you think did you move on? Did the relationship move on up into like, you know, monogrammed towels or anything like that?
Just Photoshop photos of me with them. Just like I took the liberty of putting myself into this wedding photo. Just the three of us.
Right, okay. Well, I'm glad
that
they didn't feel that threatened then.
They haven't moved yet.
Yeah, well... Buyer's market.
Well, anyway, Leanne, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And I'll see you soon on your podcast.
Thank you very much.